Snallygaster is one of West Virginia's oddest cryptids. With 6 limbs, numerous eyes along its back, and an extended tongue covered in acidic goo, this cryptid can rapidly take down its prey. But what is the Snallygaster, and where did it come from? Well, to answer these questions, we must look into the real-world legend and in-game lore. For centuries, in the real world, a large winged beast known as the Snallygaster is said to have terrified the people of Frederick County, Maryland. This creature has many different descriptions, though the one that has been referred to the most is a dragon-like creature described as being half reptile and half bird that lives deep in the caves of South Mountain. The area was settled by German immigrants in the 1730s, and they called the creature Snallygaster, which means quick spirit in German. The Snallygaster has records in several states. Those states include Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. In February and March of 1909, many newspapers carried stories about a beast with large wings, a long pointed beak, claws like steel hooks, and an eye in the center of its forehead. The beast was said to make screeches like a locomotive whistle. During this time, the Snallygaster was a very popular creature. Even the Smithsonian Institute offered a reward for its hide, and then President Theodore Roosevelt even considered hunting the beast. The Snallygaster reportedly met its end when it was flying near Frog Hollow in Washington County, when it was attracted by the aroma of a 2,500-gallon vat of moonshine. As it flew overhead, the fumes overcame the creature and it dropped into the boiling vat. A short time later, law enforcement arrived on the scene as they had received a tip about the still and found the beast dead in the vat, having boiled to death. Since moonshine was illegal and they were shocked by what they found, they destroyed the still and any evidence of the creature by using dynamite to blow it up. There have been many articles written about the Snallygaster over the years, and some have reported the creature to still be in existence to this day. No evidence of the creature has been provided other than in the form of stories. Could this creature be real? We may never know. In Fallout, the Snallygaster we see in Fallout 76 is the result of the FEV experiments conducted at the West Tech Research Center near Huntersville, West Virginia. We also know that before the war, there was a radio show called Tales from the West Virginia Hills. One of these radio shows was about the Snallygaster. So, heading to Watauga, we head to the roof of the Watauga Estates, where we find part 1 of the show sitting on the bar's countertop. The title of this episode is Sideshow Snallygaster.
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling Tales from the West Virginia Hills. In tonight's thrilling story, Sideshow Snallygaster, the carnival has come to the Tyler County Fairgrounds. Billy Harding and his dad wander past the games and rides, cotton candy in hand, peanut shells and popcorn crunching beneath their feet, as a sideshow barker touts a frightful attraction. Hurry, hurry, hurry! Come one, come all! Come and see the Snallygaster, the most dreaded creature this side of creation. Once a winged beast hunting the prehistoric skies, the cruel mistress of time has turned its wings into mere appendages, spawning this fearsome, six-legged monstrosity behold the stupendous Snallygaster!
Dad, I want to go see the Snallygaster.
Oh, hogwash. Sideshows are a swindle, Billy. All just smoke and mirrors.
But he said it has 6 legs.
Trust me, son. When you get inside, all you'll see is a shaved bear with extra legs glued on.
Aw, Dad, please, I'm begging you.
Billy! Billy!
Whoa, slow down there, champ.
Sorry, Mr. Harding.
Hi, Teddy. Were you just in there looking at the Snallygaster? My dad says it's a fake.
I tried, but it costs 5 tickets.
5 tickets? It's gotta be real if it costs that much.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
You know it was a carny who coined the phrase, there's a sucker born every minute.
Dad.
Anyway, when I didn't have enough tickets, I tried sneaking in.
You did not.
Did so. Sorry, Mr. H.
It's okay, Teddy. Your secret's safe with me.
Gee, thanks. So, I went around the back, looking for a place to sneak under the tent, and overheard 2 workers say the Snallygaster escaped.
Escaped? You're kidding.
All right. I hate to break it to you, boys, but that's just a publicity stunt to stir up intrigue.
Those men were scared stiff.
What should we do, Dad?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going home. If you 2 want to stay longer, then so be it.
But what about the Snallygaster?
Like I said, no such thing. Just don't dawdle too long, understand? They're closing soon.
Okay, Dad. You think he's right about it being fake?
I don't know.
Well, the only thing I have enough for is the funhouse. Wanna go?
Same here. Come on, it's this way.
Something is loose at the carnival. But is it a menacing beast? Or just a cock and bull hoax? Tune in next time for the thrilling conclusion of Sideshow Snallygaster.
The next tape is located in the Watoga Civic Center. Inside, sitting on a concession stand counter, we find part 2 of the show.
Tonight, we bring you the final chapter of Sideshow Snallygaster. When last we left off, 2 boys, Billy and Teddy, were headed toward the funhouse, trying to shake off the upsetting rumor that a dangerous beast escaped its cage.
Wow, this funhouse is bonkers. It's the Hall of Mirrors. Get a load of me. My body looks so big and fat in the reflection.
And this mirror makes me look tall and thin.
Whoa. And this one makes you look like you have a tail.
Teddy, that's not your tail. It's the Snallygaster's. Look out! It's coming right at you!
Ah! Its head's stuck in the mirror. Ew! Look at all those eyes on its back.
The Snallygaster is real!
I knew it!
And look over there. Is that a body on the floor?
The Snallygaster must have killed him. Who knows how many other people it's gobbled up in here?
It's breaking loose. Let's scram!
It's got me! It's close wrapped around me! Open it!
Down, girl! Down!
It's the carnival barker. Help us!
Sit down!
I'm free! I'm free!
That's right, girl. Easy now.
That was a close one.
Thank you so much, mister.
Say, where are your parents, boys?
We're here alone. But don't worry. We'll tell everyone all about this and how you saved our lives.
I was afraid you might say that.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that there's good publicity and there's bad publicity. And I always need to make sure I'm in control of both. A close call like this could be the end of business. And I can't risk that now, can I?
But, mister, we won't tell anyone if you don't want. We swear it. Don't we, Teddy?
Cross our hearts and hope to die?
Well, now, I couldn't have said it better myself. Summertime, girl. The next day, the carnival pulled up stakes and moved on to the next town. because the show must go on at any cost. Be sure to tune in next week for another thrilling chapter of Tales from the West Virginia Hills.
These shows draw upon the folklore and legend revolving around these cryptids, and this one has a lot of details about the Snallygaster, many of which resemble those found in the real world. That said, it also explains what we find in Fallout 76 by saying that the creature has evolved or adapted from a flying creature to a ground-based one. Now, we can head into the West Tech facility where we find the Advanced Mutations Lab terminal. Under Test Subject Reports, reading the entry Special Report Containment Breach. Special Report generated January 3rd, 2078, 10:42 a.m. Holotape record generated. Test Subject AM52 has breached containment. Tracking program initiated. Tracking unit signal weak. Current whereabouts 38 degrees, 13 minutes, and 22.4 seconds north by 80 degrees, 2 minutes, and 3.4 seconds west. Subject extremely dangerous. Kill or recapture on site. Fun fact, these coordinates roughly match up with one of the sites that can come up when doing the daily quest Queen of the Hunt. Specifically, it closest matches the location of Braxton's quality medical supplies found in the mire. In the next entry, report Test Subject AM52, October 14th, 2077. Phase 2 combination strain FEVS-006443 has finally taken to Test Subject AM52 and not resulted in a pile of quivering genetic biowaste. AM52 combines traits that resemble a number of different species. The results are disturbing to say the least, but we have learned valuable insights into what these new strains are capable of. Most notable about this subject are the number of ocular organs along the enlarged upper torso, a second set of arms ending in claw digits, and a large sickle-shaped claw on each inner toe. That a living, stable, functioning subject seems to be sustaining itself normally is a major accomplishment for the program. We will keep subject AM52 in isolated containment for observation until AM53 has finished incubating. If the two are able to cohabitate along with a standard mutated human test subject, we may try reintroducing them into the Huntersville site for further study. AM53, as we know, is the Grafton monster, while AM52 is the Snallygaster. These scientists wanted to see if the two creatures would get along with each other, and then wanted to add a normal supermutant to the mix just to see what would happen. As if that wasn't enough, if all went well, they then wanted to see how they would react being placed back in Huntersville. Boy, am I glad they didn't get a chance to do that. Our next stop takes us to the mire where the terminal Shelby O'Rourke set up in the Hunter Shack can be found. In the journal section of the terminal, we find an entry labeled Entry 4, Snally. No real hits in days now. One turned up a bear. I'd have lost my hide if it weren't for Nessie. Guess I gotta be more careful than I thought. I did run across this old-timer at the Mega Stop, and we talked about the Snally for a while. Reminded me an awful lot of Dad. Lord, don't mess this up. I got a special place on the wall just for old Snally's head. Vault Tech can have all the samples they want, but that head's mine. This entry was written before the bombs fell, so this entry confirms that the legend of the Snallygaster was still strong in 2077. The next entry on the same terminal is in the Cryptids section. Reading the entry titled Snallygaster. Sightings 0. Descriptive traits: elongated snake or dragon-like body. Wings, possibly half bird, sharp claws, and beak. Evidence log: sharp claw marks on trees. Too large for a bear. Took photos and casts. In combat, the Snallygaster will spit a ball of toxic slime at their enemy, which deals poison damage. It will then run up to its target and use melee attacks. While idle and not having noticed an enemy, they can be heard making various grunting and snorting noises. Snallygasters are immune to radiation damage, but are vulnerable to damage when struck in the head. There are several locations you can find this cryptid as a guaranteed spawn. Those locations are Toxic Larry's Meet and Go, in Charleston between Honright Industrial Headquarters and the Capitol Building, Pylon V13, Federal Disposal Field HC21, the Flooded Train Yard, and Kitty Corner Cabins. The Snallygaster can also be found at any of the many random encounter spawn points throughout Appalachia. The Wandering Storyteller has a couple of stories about the Snallygaster, but I will cover that in full in a future video when I cover all of the conversations the storyteller has. With all of that, we now have a better understanding of the Snallygaster. Have you found this creature in your playthroughs? What do you think about this cryptid now that you know more about it? Let me know in the comments below. For my part, I find this creature to be fascinating. So, that brings this cryptid video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like, subscribe, and share. As always, I am just glad you stopped by, and I'll see you in the next one.